Hi everyone, Andy Henderson live from Forward Thinking. This is episode 25 of Sherpa Guidance. Hope you're all having a great bank holiday. This one is all about the foundations. It's all about the foundations to build and grow your dream business. Now, I'm on a mission, as you all know, to impact the lives of 25,000 business owners in the next 10 years. And, you know, that very thought, that massive goal that I've created myself, that 10-year goal, is something that keeps me going. You know, even bank holidays come back from the Lake District and I'm absolutely focused on delivering that number and serving lots of people and keeping the economy going as much as I can, you know, in my very small way, you know, impacting lives and, you know, really helping you guys as business owners build and grow your dream businesses. But today, you know, I've been thinking about it a lot. What are the foundations? What are these big foundations that we need to be constantly considering in our business? Because we don't just lay the foundation and that's it. You know, we're thinking about like the different phases of growth from 6 figures to 7 figures to 8 figures. And, you know, it's how we stop. Sometimes we stop on our journey up the mountain, you know, from 6 to 7, you know, everything sort of grinds to a halt sometimes. We hit this force field, this invisible force field, and it feels very frustrating because it feels like the more we do, the more we work, the more focus we put in, nothing changes. And it's sometimes because we haven't reassessed our core foundations of the business. We haven't reassessed them, pulled them back in, and really, you know, define them, redefine them, and built the foundations for the next stage of growth. So this is all about building the right foundations in your business. And you know, there are a few things that I teach. You all know some of the stuff now, but the very first foundation is it's got to be psychology. You know, so many business owners, I mean, I've spoken to probably 40 or 50 business owners in the last week alone, and, you know, just trying to really understand what's holding them back. And a lot of them, it's themselves. But if you know anything about what I do now, you know, it's all about, you know, as business owners, we're asking ourselves the wrong questions quite a lot. And when we ask ourselves the wrong questions and get a wrong answer, that's where we end up focusing. So this mindset stuff is massive. It's so important to be positive. It's so important to be thinking positively about the future and not dwelling on the present state or the past, you know, because that's not going to serve us. That sort of thought process isn't going to serve us. It's not going to do us any good at all. And if we think of one of my mentors, Tony Robbins, if we think about, you know, what he says, you know, life is done for you, not to you. So what does that mean? Life is done for you, not to you. It means that everything that's happening around you is serving a purpose. It's just that you've got to look for that purpose. And usually the purpose is about learning and growing. So if you enter into any situation, if you live your life with that mantra, life is done for us, not to us, you're always searching for the positive in any obstacle. You know, and if we constantly focus on the negatives, you know, our lack of sales, our lack of growth, our lack of profits, our lack of customers, guess what? That's what we get. You know, we that's what we get. You know, we get those things because where your focus goes, energy flows. So if you focus on negative stuff, that's where you put your energy. That's what you're going to get until you reach the edge of toleration, until you do something, you get to that point where you think, I can't go on, I need to do something about it. So mindset is massive, you know, really thinking positively about the future, thinking positively about where you're trying to get to, you know, and treating each obstacle as an opportunity to learn from it and grow, you know, laughing in the face of adversity, laughing at problems as they come and turning those problems around and just looking at the other side of them and seeing what is life trying to teach me, what is life doing for me right now. Really, really super important. And like I say, the mindset thing, it's the first thing we have to get right in order to then create the right behaviours to then start to move in the right direction. Because you can't move in the right direction if you're constantly thinking about the past or the negatives. It's not going to serve you, it's not going to move you forwards. So that's the first thing. The first thing is we've got to have and we've got to adopt a positive mindset. We've got to get fired up. We've got to get the mojo into it. We've got to get our passion all aligned, our head and our heart and our gut all aligned together to go in that singular direction. So once we've got the mindset right, what's the next component? Well, the next component is we've got to create a compelling vision of the future. We've got to look at forwards about, you know, what we want to enjoy in our lives. You know, we've got to create this compelling vision that not only we believe in. Hi Julie, how are you? We've got to create this compelling vision of the future, not only where we believe we want to be, but, you know, our families and our employees and our customers can share in that future, that future compelling vision. And that's the thing that's going to magnetize us. So if we have a, number one, positive mindset, And then we have number 2, which is a compelling vision of the future of our life, the future of our business, and how we're going to get there. It's gonna be a game changer. Like, you've got stuff in your diary right now. You've got holidays booked in the future. It's really exciting to think about those things. Christmas is coming. Oh my God, Christmas! They're already selling selection boxes, by the way, in the supermarkets, which is crazy. All these things to look forward to. That forward thinking, that sort of progressive, positive outlook, and those exciting things. We want to understand what we want our life to be like in the future and create a compelling vision of the future around that. Then all we need to do is understand how our business needs to perform to give us that life of the future. It's really straightforward. So what have we got? Number 1, positive mindset. Where focus goes, energy flows. So focus on the positives, focus on the future, focus on the stuff that you can control and do something about it. Number 2, create that compelling vision of the future. Now, number 3, another vital foundation of building any business is you need a compass. Yes, I don't mean that literally. I don't mean you need to go out and buy a compass like you're a Sherpa guide and you're going to climb these mountains. I mean, you need something that's going to give you direction. So if you have positivity, you created a compelling vision of the future. Now you need a compass to give you that direction. We need to carve out those waypoints in between where you are now and where you are going in the future, what you want your life to be like in the future, how your business needs to perform to give you that life. And we need a compass to make sure we're going in that right direction, because otherwise, if we don't have a compelling vision of the future, we end up going all over the place, all different directions. Everything distracts us. It's up, down, left, right, every day. And if we combine that time, energy and money going in the same place with the compass defining our direction, leading towards that compelling vision of the future, that life we want in the future, that's going to be another vital component to make sure we get there. And rechecking all the time, are the decisions I'm making today, are they going to serve me? Are they going to help me get to the life that I want in the future? Are they going to allow me to build and grow my dream business to give me the life I want in the future? And, is this compass going to direct me on a journey which I'm going to enjoy? Because it's not just about reaching the destination. How many of you out there have achieved a goal, and when you've actually achieved that goal, you've sat there and gone, is that it? And actually the journey's been much more enjoyable. That happens all the time. It's about the journey. When you've created that compelling vision of the future, the point from where you are now and the point you're trying to get to, that's your journey, and you've created it for your reasons. So we should enjoy that journey. And again, if we think, positively about it, and we think about, life's not done to us, it's done for us. Life is done for us, not to us. And if you think about that, it's true. Every life's obstacle that's been put in our way, or every business challenge we've had, we've got through that, we've navigated through, and it's taught us something. And when we think about that, like life is done for us, not to us, it helps us go into any uncertain situation. It helps us confront any obstacle, and it helps us knock those obstacles down, because it's all about learning and growing through those obstacles and getting through to that place that we want to be in the future. So we've got positive mindset, really critical foundation. We've got a compelling vision of the future, again, really critical, and a compass to get that direction going, so we can combine all that time, energy and money in moving in one place, one direction, instead of going all over the place, scattergun, thinking, I don't know where my destination is, I don't know what my future is. Well, create it, visualize it, and move towards it with everything, every cell in your body. So they're the first 3 things. There's 6 things in total. The 4th thing is we really need to understand the route to get there. So we've got mindset, we've got compelling vision, we've got a compass. We need to know what route. I mean, if we're going to climb a mountain, we'd kind of get a sense of, we're going to go up that mountain. Yeah? And we're going to do it positively, because it's exciting to climb a mountain, to go through the pain barrier, get to the top and feel really good about yourself. You know what's going to happen. The compelling vision of the future of you stood at the top of the mountain. It's going to be great. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be, hot, maybe a bit cold up there. You might be blowing a gale, but you've got clarity. You've got all these good vibes inside. You know what that compelling vision of the future is going to be like. Then you've got a direction, so it's up there. The mountain's over there, so that's where you're going. You're going to put your money and energy and time into climbing that mountain over there. Then we need to make sure we understand the route and resources that we need for the journey. So you won't climb Kilimanjaro in a pair of trainers and some shorts and that's it. You'd be thinking about those preparations that you'd need. What sort of equipment do I need? What sort of footwear? What do I need in my bag? What sort of food? What happens if something goes wrong? You need to make these preparations. So we need to understand the route we're going down, and the resources that we're going to need for that journey. And these are all the vital, the vital components of building the correct foundations in any business at all. And number 5 is we need a plan. So once we've got great mindset, once we've got, the compelling vision, once we've got the compass, and once we've got the route and resource requirements nailed down, we need a plan. We need that, 12-step plan just to take us from where we are now to where we want to be. That'll be absolutely awesome. And it's dead easy. This is how it works. If you do it this way, almost start at the end and work backwards, the plan just almost drops out of the air. Because when you know where you are and when you know where you're going, the plan to get there becomes a lot easier to understand, and it keeps you on track. And talking about keeping on track, the 6th component of putting the right foundations in of your business, the 6th component is about calibration. Like a GPS calibrates itself. Like when you're going down a motorway, going to Newquay, you hit road traffic accident, your sat-nav's on. It doesn't tell you not to go to Newquay anymore, go to London instead because you'll have a much better time there. It doesn't. It just reroutes you to make sure you can still get to the destination you're trying to get to, but you might take 5 minutes longer, but it's going to reroute you to it through a different route, but you're still going in the same direction. And that's what the calibration section's all about. It's all about making sure that you can measure your progress and you can keep yourself on track without deviating too far from where you're trying to get to, So those are the real 6 important foundations for your business. Mindset, compelling vision of the future, your compass, your route and resources, your 12-step plan, and the final component is calibration. It's keeping you on track, measuring the small things that together make the big things, and it stops you from going off track too far. And if you can measure those things regularly, even better, because if you do go off track, you're not going to have to come back, backwards for about 3 years to try and undo the work you've done, So really, really important. And once you've got all those nailed down, then you'll start growing. And when you start growing, some of these things that you've nailed down maybe start to dilute a little bit as that growth happens, because everyone's excited. You kind of forget the core, you forget the foundations a little bit. And as you start growing again, everything starts to move a bit further away from the core. And then you hit this point where you hit this glass ceiling and you go, bloody hell, we've grown, but we've stopped. We haven't done anything different. But you kind of have, because you're not reassessing your foundations. You need to really make sure everybody's bought into that compelling vision of the future. Everyone's feeling positive. Everyone's got their compass out and they're going in the right direction. Everyone understands the plan and the route and requirements, and they're all following that plan. And then the other thing is we need to monitor and measure that growth to make sure we're not overtrading, to make sure we're not going daft, to make sure we're still on track, make sure we're still making money, and all those things. And once you get these things right, you can chart a way to plan and redefine some of these foundations as your business keeps growing. It's great to do this stuff regularly. So that's it for today. On Wednesday, I'm going to go through this in more detail. I'm going to get some slides up. I'm going to use a different video camera, so not on my iPhone, so I can get the slides up and I can take you through each of these components, so you can take these little bits away and start to apply them in your business. Because my whole focus is about helping you build a better, stronger business, a business that works for you and not the other way around. So that's it, guys, for today. That's Sherpa Guidance episode 25 done. Had a great weekend in the Lake District this weekend with the family. We just got back and I'm just tidying up and getting myself prepared for the week ahead. So setting my goals, my weekly goals, making sure I'm attacking the big ugly things first. If there is any big ugly things that I need to tackle, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 in there. And sharing some stuff with you guys, because I want to help. And if you like the stuff that I teach, if you take anything on board that I talk about on these lives, you apply it to your business, it gives you a positive result, let me know, because it makes everything I do worthwhile. So Andy Henderson, Sherpa Guidance episode 25. And remember, guys, you're only ever just 1 step away.